Have you ever started a workout plan with all the best intentions, only to burn out, just fizzle out, or hit a wall? I have. So today, I'm going to show you how to keep making progress without running yourself into the ground. I'm Janet McConnell, healthy longevity advocate and national bodybuilding champion in my late 60s. And I have seen firsthand how sustainability is the secret to whether something fails or succeeds. We want strength that lasts. In this video, I'm going to share 4 strategies that I figured out along the way that will help build a routine that you can actually keep without injury, exhaustion, or frustration. Most people don't quit fitness because it doesn't work. They quit because they overdo it, or they don't see results fast enough, or life gets in the way and they don't know how to adapt, or if they fall off the wagon, how to get back on gracefully. The truth is, progress isn't about pushing harder. It's about playing the game, the long game. Let's talk about how to win that game. Strategy number 1, don't do too much too soon. Yeah, I know it sounds simple, but human nature, people. I mean, overtraining is one of the fastest ways to stall progress. I've seen it in other people. I've seen it in my own clients, and I saw it in myself. Your body needs time to adapt. I mean, think about those extreme hikers who climb Mount Everest. They don't just arrive in Kathmandu and up they go. No, what do? They stay at a base camp for a few days, and then they go to the next base camp, and they slowly acclimatize to the oxygen deprivation. So that's an extreme example, but it's not even that different for you or for me. When I got serious about weightlifting in my late 40s, I was so eager that I tried to lift as heavy as many days as I could. And can you guess what happened? My progress slowed and I felt exhausted. It was like pushing a Mack truck uphill. So I learned that I was not respecting my body's need to recover before making progress. I was operating under that go heavy or go home, you can rest when you die mentality. And when I finally learned to scale back and allow for recovery, my strength skyrocketed. Strategy number 2, obstacles are very real. Learn to bend, not break. The fact is, flexibility in your routine keeps you consistent. Swap, shorten, or shift instead of skipping it altogether. I can't tell you how many times my excellent, perfect workout plan was just foiled at the very beginning. It would be like some crazy thing at work, a very lucrative contract that got canceled, and I had to figure out where the next month's money was going to come from. Or the death of one parent, the death of 2 parents in succession, and dealing with that when I'm the person, the offspring that needs to do all the arrangements, not to mention the emotional burden of that. It was very, very painful. Or just getting the flu. I mean, there are so many reasons. I'm sure you can think of a handful of reasons why you have quit or why you might quit or just get interrupted. So even though sometimes in my business travel, I had to search for a really good gym in a strange city where I could actually do a really hard workout. Sometimes I couldn't. And so I would swap out a 30-minute walk in the park or just soak in some Epsom salts in the bathtub. I mean, whatever I could do to support myself and help me feel like I hadn't lost my grip. At one point, my life was so full of emotional and physical stress while also trying to do these intense workouts. I remember lying on a massage table face down with the donut and crying, tears and snot coming out of my nose, just onto the floor. I mean, it was ridiculous. I was shaking. And that was kind of a breaking point where I knew I had to really love myself, think about my routine, make sure I was getting recovery, and just kind of get all the things in place to help me keep going. Sometimes when something like that happens and you hit a wall, you can learn a lot about yourself and find out just how resilient you really are. Slowly, I began to learn to let go of the hustle for perfection. I learned that progress is about stringing together small wins, one after another, not giving up, not giving in, but flexing with the situation that you're dealing with. Progress is about stuff that is happening on the inside before you can see it on the outside. Strategy number 3, balance effort with recovery. Effort, recovery. They have to be in balance with each other or you end up paying the price. The main price being nothing happens. You don't make progress. Your progress is so slow. So rest days aren't lost days. So don't think of it that way. They're when your muscles and brain actually work on growing because there's nothing else going on and it can just concentrate on that. In the beginning of being a competitor, I would feel so guilty and restless on rest days. I would sneak in some extra volume on the weekends. My trainer was beside himself. I've talked about this before, trying to get me to honor my rest days that were strategically planned for my benefit. When I'd go through a period where I was in a pause in progress, I'd process it like, step on the gas, do more, fight it. It's funny to me now because when I get a new training client, there's a little adjustment period where I'm kind of getting used to what their strengths and weaknesses are so that I can support them in the best way possible. And I get someone who will not rest. I'm like, I know you. I hear my own trainer's words from the past coming back to me, the ghost of training past. And the same words are coming out of my mouth to this person to get off the hamster wheel, get rid of the monkey mind. The fear of becoming still. What is that? For some people, it is much harder than for other people. Well, it's alive and well in the lives of people who have their sights set high. And they have the will to change, but they have to learn a measure of grace about living inside of the human body. Once I got that lesson through my thick German-Irish skull, that my body was rebuilding during those days, I began to see that rest and recovery were my secret weapon, not a weakness. Strategy number 4, watch the signs and practice patience. I mean, progress does leave clues, and the most valuable clues are not on the bathroom scale, people. Steady energy, better sleep, looking forward to movement. Those are green lights. Fat loss and muscle gains aren't the first thing that show up. It's really hard to just be quiet and patient in those early days, isn't it? And constant soreness, dread about continuing, or irritability, those are red flags. It could be overtraining. It could be the need to retune the diet a little bit to get the nutrition in. Maybe something's missing. But this is where patience and journaling insights become so helpful. Muscles don't pop overnight, but you are building a foundation. That saying, patience is a virtue, is no joke. And this is where it comes in handy. Trust the process even when the results aren't visible yet. Just remember, every choice you make is either taking you closer or farther away from your goals. One or the other. The leading indicator of a successful person is the ability to act without anything happening right now. I mean, the hidden beauty of sustainable training is that it gives back to you. When you balance effort with recovery, challenge with patience, you don't just get stronger. You build resilience that carries into every part of your life. Patience is the partner in that progress. Think of it like when you tend a garden, you plant a seed. You don't go out in the morning and dig it up to see if something's happening. You just trust that you put the effort in, you created the ideal environment, and then time needs to happen for the process to take care of itself. And then the harvest will happen. So here's my challenge to you. Comment below the biggest barrier you faced in staying consistent. Was it doing too much too soon? Life getting in the way? Don't be afraid to share it here. This is a community. We're building community that learns from each other, and your struggle may give a measure of peace and recognition to someone else who is watching. And if you missed parts 1 through 4 in this series, go back and watch them, because when you put all 5 pieces together, you get a roadmap for strength that lasts a lifetime.